And I think it's working. Hello everybody, this is Kaiwano here, and we're gonna do something a bit different. Go take a look at some Mario Maker stuff. I have some levels uploaded here, as well, you can see here. I would upload more that I've beaten. However, the thing is that, well, long story. Since when it came out, I didn't have an SD card for my Switch because it's pretty limited memory, and at the time, and because of that, we got it on my younger brother's Switch, and then he. Longer story. Let's try to shorten it a bit more. And since we can't, he changed his Gmail. We can't get onto the Switch. I can't get onto the Switch shop to get a membership of online. So I'm just kind of stuck from that. They're still uploaded though. I don't know how to access the codes. If I can find them, I'll put some in the description. But that's not what we're here to do today. We're gonna take a look at some Mario Maker koopaling stuff that I've been working with. I'm not done yet with all of them, but I do have like a couple. And more specifically the bosses, because some of them are kind of long levels, or at least not too long, but need some. But I'll see what I'll see. Yeah, this one's easy play. Also doing this with the Super World for this, and for Lemmy is gonna be the first boss. I'm gonna guess not to, he is probably the easiest koopaling to deal with in terms of battling, and unless you make the arena more appropriated to him and his ball gimmick, because outside the ball gimmick really has nothing else going for him in combat, unless you just like hit him, unless he just outright touches you, which you really should not get touched by him. So for the boss, he takes way too long to charge, in my opinion. However, plus in new soup style, you can just spin, and if you don't land over, if you touch him, you just bounce off the shell. But to try to give the balls more gravity in terms of threat, spikes on the wall, as well as 2 large lava bubbles. And if the camera, I can't quite see it, because it's like I'm using a pillow to hold up. But if seen, and I got hit, and I died. Or if that happens, but also, not only that, but there's like, I put just like a little, funny gaff, down there. I put like the bouncy ball things or whatever. Like the 3 that you can just, that I use like to try to bounce the player around a bit. In the section up ahead here. Do this. It's get over the swamp. Like these things, and I put them under lava so that you can just kind of see their eyes poking out, which I thought was funny. And you should, right now, you should be able to see him. Again, not that hard, unless like something like that happens, or you don't get to him in time before he starts bouncing the balls around. I also give him wings because I think that makes him move faster, to move like around and stuff, to make him a bit more of a threat, as well as the ice floor to make your movements a bit harder and slippery, as well as making the balls push you farther. So I don't know exactly how far they push you. Okay. I am having way more trouble with this than I normally would do. Okay, I actually wonder why I'm having trouble with this now after I said it was easy. Alright, whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna beat this now out of a sake for my pride at this point, for losing to him many times. Also, another thing I like to do with the koopaling levels I've been working on so far is that, I don't make the full level a castle. I instead make it themed to whatever world they are in, and then I try to make like some sort of structure that resembles a castle to whatever best I can possibly do at that time. Unless it's an airship, which one koopaling is an airship, but we're not like there yet to see that one. Because like apparently what I found out that other with the airship, you can make it so in like the sky world. Oh my god, I missed. But like in the sky, that world and stuff, like you can make it so it comes out like, and you just like, while it looks like it's a dead end after you beat whatever's before that, it's like it just erupts from like a big cloud, which I thought was incredibly awesome. So that's what I did with that. Outside of that, simple, and because it's a super world, vice versa, I just gave some coins, some 1-ups. This is a bit trollish though. You have to wall jump here, or else you may fall off if you don't react to that in time. But yeah, that's a there's Lemmy's castle, and I guess let's move on to the next one in terms of the order of like how I place in the world. That'd be Morton's Crush Castle, of which again, first it's the cave. I believe that's the second one I put it as. Yeah, so it's like the cave area. I give a mushroom at the beginning. Again, I don't do that for later ones. as much. Some koopalings there. This is pretty easy. Like one quick jump, easy, just like that to get into the actual structure. Aside from that, there's a font right there, and if you continue on, there's a spike. However, for this you can either do that, but it doesn't matter because I made it so in a way that if you get past that jump, you'll always get hit by that flump if you're a big Mario. And, that doesn't... I also forgot that. But, like, I inadvertently did this. I didn't... not purposely. It was, like, a complete accident, too, that I, made it that... How that... Whatever. That... I guess you'll see in a bit. That, how that... Oh, God, I'm stuttering. But that, when that goes down, if you're a big Mario, you will get hit no matter what, but if you're small, you can just kind of avoid it. Which is, I kind of like. It's like a power-up check. I guess when you're also small, duck as well. Pretty, easy when it comes to that. This part's basically the same. You jump. You just be able to get it. And, okay, I swear I was able to just, like, hold forward from that point on. And it would just kind of let Mario go through it. Like, that sounds weird, but it's like, it just lets him, like, go through the font, like, he's like in the middle, but he still gets the jump. I'm gonna start. There's another way to get the coin other than that. There's also just a quick reaction test, whatever, to do that as well, which I thought was cool. If you were able to react to it, you also get, like, I think it was a 50 coin, and I missed the jump. Whoop. But yeah, missed the jump. Also, you're dead. The levels, these not as much as the older ones that I made when this first came out. Definitely not forgiving in the slightest. But I mean, for the Super World as well, I made the levels and worlds out of order. I started at World 4 and then went down to World 1 and then continued from there. Which is why for the Super Worlds, the first level in World 4 is harder than the... Wow, okay. is harder than the first level in World 1. Because I was like, oh, I'm trying to make a simple level because I'm purposely trying to make it for a Super World. And, because of that, I was like... trying to kind of balance out the difficulty more instead of just making it brutally challenging. And just evil, I guess some would say. But yeah, this I guess will also just lead into this, but one issue I take with a Mario Maker is, like, fantastic game. It's just, like, the limitations that you have of, okay, I'm just not gonna bother. Like, if you were able to do the spin jump thing, you kind of go through it, or if you jump over it and make it to that, you kind of just jump over that. Oh god, they're out of order. Also, they are supposed to go in order as well, but yeah, it's like the hard limits on stuff. For example, like, not even, like, this happened to me, like, once before, like, while I was still, like, while building. However, like, I couldn't use, like, enough blocks as I needed to build something, which, okay, sure. I was trying to make a tower in the 3D World style just out of pure ice blocks because it was Boom Boom's ice tower, so I was like, oh, Sagley just should be his ice blocks, because, I mean, why not? Which kind of sucks, because I was trying to make that work. However, yeah, there's the example of that. But, outside from that, it works. Better. Not completely, but still better. But it's like, the length, I should say, of the, like, for example, because this is the Morton boss fight, like, it was what I wanted to do, in the sense, like, with the lack of space. That was something I wanted to do, or I wanted to play around with. However, and have, like, the crusher in the middle. Oh, crap. Okay. Like that, but at the same time, it's like, because of how small, like, I want to do something bigger with it, like, at first. However, I was forced to, like, because of that, because that's literally all the space I had left for the level in the subworld, because I had to, like, using, like, another spot that had the pipe, like, to leave the castle. So I was forced in situations like, oh, I guess I have to make it tiny, which also works because, he's big, he fires out stuff that is also big, so making it challenging for the player in the sense that, oh, you have to, like, get past this. And I missed the jump. But I mean, yeah, like that. I'm gonna show off, like, the rest of the boss fight and how it ends as well, but I mean, it'll just be faster if I do this. For some, they're shorter, but I mean, in the long run, it's like, here, let me also just give you this. Yeah, if my memory serves me, yeah, at the very end, of which, here, this little, there we go. We go through here, all this stuff, we make it to the boss door, and you'll see, of which, and there's the rest of it. That's the entirety of the level that I could possibly make. And I had to, like, put the pipe out here of all the stuff. I mean, I'm gonna still do the boss battle without a mushroom, obviously, because that's, like, how the level intended to be. But, yeah. Also, I thought his, like, gimmick was really cool, like, how the wand works instead. Wrong button. I'll just start here. But, how, like, it works, like, wow, okay, I wasn't bothered. Like, how it worked instead, like a, ooh, wow, I got shot. I'm just gonna start from the actual door. But, cause, like, unironically, that's, like, I think my biggest issue is just, like, the limitations on some stuff that you can possibly do in the game, and by that I mean how big, cause don't get me wrong, you can't have courses that are infinitely long. I got trapped. You can't, obviously, cause that, like, as well as the fact that, you know, having too much, I don't know, I mean, Mario Maker can lag. I've, like, seen some videos where people purposely did it like that. But, I mean, it's like, I just wish there was more, like, stuff available. That's it. That's really it for when it comes to this, because I wanted to do more of the boss arena than, like, just two of, like, the kind of, like, the, what am I trying to say here? Of, like, of just, like, well, like, that, of, like, well, this. But I was just kind of forced to go with it because of the lack of space, and I kind of thought, like, oh, what if he broke blocks from low and to get somewhere? Because I've done gimmicks like that before. Wow, I'm failing a lot with this currently. Because I've, like, done gimmicks, like, with that before and stuff, which I thought were cool. In, well, Mario Maker 1. Of which, oh boy, the system on Mario Maker 1 when it came to uploading levels. You still had a hard limit on levels that you can upload, but it was... The changes in Mario Maker 2, when it came to that as well, way better in the sense that before, while I believe there was a hard limitation of stuff. Okay, I missed the jump of that. It was like you could only also have them up for as long as like a big group of people were playing them. Like, because like after I think a week, it was like, oh, if not enough people played your level, it was like, oh, you it gets taken down because of interest. I don't have no clue how that possibly works. There we go. Took longer than I would have wanted. And then, you know, classic, get the player some lives, some extra money to hopefully get the extra lives other than that. And then you get through, and there's the level. I also couldn't make it a slope there, so you just kind of get stuck. But other than that, yeah. That is the Morton level, but yeah, it's like, so... Even if you upload, like, what you, like, think a really good level that you've, like, spent, like, a ton of time on, in the end of the day, you wouldn't stay up, even if, just because people either, like, haven't played it before, which is, like, again, my biggest gripe with Mario Maker 1, by a mile, just because of that, and stuff. So, I mean, wrong one, there we go. Alright, here is Roy. He is the World 3 with Desert. Also the second one that I made. First part, not too difficult. That does trip me up quite a bit along the wind about how the spikes work with, like, if they touch that. There is a secret here. I might as well do it. Oh my god. Never mind, whatever. There's just a one-up back there. Also, I went for, like, this kind of aesthetic, like, with this. So I thought, like, it would look cool, like, because, like, it had, like, the pipe thing if you just didn't connect the land. So I tried doing that, so like fire erupted that, which I thought was cool. As well as I think other points of World 2 were just lava erupt, like fire. I used like I think they're called pobobos, or I guess more commonly known as lava bubbles. As a, I'll just start from here. But like, there's also nothing back there, as can be seen like that. But let's just head to the castle. Oh, which yeah, this is also the castle design. It was under, the name was like under the sand, so I thought, oh, you have to go underneath it, like, because like you under, which is also why you start from the top here in this section. I could have made them red, but I didn't feel like it. It's all just more fire and stuff. This is like one of the few times I actually bothered using indicators for things. And I decided, like, you know, I thought aesthetically, it looked fine, aesthetically. So I was like, you know, whatever, who cares? One thing that I do kinda is like how the cannon, you kinda see it there. Also, another thing is like how wide like the levels like this could be, because I think if they made like a bit like, 10 blocks wider, that'd be nice. Just like for the screen, like first with like the feel, but oh, okay. Alright. Alright, I thought I died there for a second, but yeah. Also, Mecha Koopas, probably other than the Koopalings themselves, great additions, like, to the actual thing. I'll just start here. But yeah, they shoot missiles. The cool ones shoot, like, blue lasers. That I only really wish that they were faster in shooting laser. You can make them, like, have an option, like, oh, they shoot, not shoot, but they shoot super fast instead. Because honestly, I think the only problem with, like, the Blue Mecha is that they're slow, because, like, they gave, like, a good indicator and stuff for it. But, they're just too slow. And I just wish, like, don't get me wrong, I think the speed's fine, but it's, like, it could be better. And whatever. Let's just start here, make this faster, because so this one, this will be kind of like a shorter one, not like 45 minutes to an hour, in comparison to stuff. Also, fun fact with the Mecha Koopas, the red ones at least, that their missiles blow up after a bit. And, yep, there we go. And yeah, we're going up. Alright. Then there's that, just a bit of a scare. I think the lava can reach you as well, but I mean, it won't. And then for the boss fight, you can't, like, camp the sides, as well as I put some mounting moles in the arena. I also didn't want it to be too big as well. Oh. So that, again, because he's supposed to be big and stuff, that, oh, he can't, like, just, I mean, you can kind of do that to the side, so I think aesthetically I like that more. And after that, there is one last part to this, where it's this. I mean, it's not that difficult to do, as I just kind of gave up right there. But I mean, here, if I had to do this normally, like I've done this literally the first try I actually ever made the level, there's not much to be scared of. Like, you may mess up the jump, but like the fire God, I'm not working all day. But the fire things work in a way that, like, they just turn off and on. And outside of that, I believe that's just the end of the level. Yeah. This one made it slightly hard to get the stuff, as well as, like, still keeping up the aesthetic here with, like, the pipes and the fire. Is that if you want to get the extra lumps in the coin, you have to hold against the wall to get it like that. Because I don't think coins or one-ups count when you're, like, mid-winning, even if they're still there. Which is odd, because I've done that before, like, in the very first level I made for the world, and not, like, I don't mean like that, but, like, World 1, -1, for example, I put coins there, but it didn't seem to collect when you went down the flagpole. After that, then here's the actual first one I made, Wendy's Castle Tower, where it's like, well, tower, but, you know, ice and whatnot. Of which, oh, the camera, there we go. That looks a bit better from my end. At least you can see the top more. Of which, this seems like a hodgepodge of stuff. In fact, to make this faster, I'll just go into make mode so I can just restart quicker. Which, fair at first, but unironically, this first part, if you just run, 5 seconds. Like, just like 5, like, quick seconds, if not, like, a slightly less. Because it's hard to do, but you're capable of just running right under. This is also, like, the first castle I used the Mecha Koopas for. Like that. And then you hold back for a bit, and, well, it failed that time, but whatever. And what you're able to kind of sneak underneath that, if you do it, like, perfectly here, and you're able, like, to jump it. Here, there we go. It's hard to do, and I've done it before, and it's pretty impressive, actually. There we go. I'll let slip my hitbox. There, it's like that. However, at the same time, well, I also just wasn't running as much. We also need momentum to get a back there, like that. Because without momentum, you just kind of die here, as well as, like, the Lakitus up there. You only throw snowballs, but, you know, technically it's just full right. This part, a bit unfair. If you don't react immediately, like, you'll die. And you have to also hang to the right. You have to hang the opposite section of the Mecha Koopas there for the blue ones. Then this part seems simple and fine. Just jump. Here, for this part of this, you just bounce on the missiles. And here, I found out, this is when I kind of really first found out how actually little, like, these things are a threat. I just hang on, I'm safe on the platform. Like, they do not pose a threat. And then, like, There's also the level where I run out of like enemies as well, which you can place more of those. And then for this part, like it took like one thing of experimenting, but you just hang here, and if you do get scared, you just jump, and then you just hang in the middle here because there's some icicles because it's the ice level castle. It pushes you down nice in here, and even like a little muncher there to show like, oh, it's the boss part. Of which Wendy's is obviously, well, ice, as well as like the bouncy ball, because like she shoots like the ring things, which reminded me of the bouncy ball. The hardest part is just getting to her. Is like, as well as obviously the ice as well, but just also reaching her as well, because of like the bouncy ball in the middle. Is honestly the hardest part, because when you initially start, there we go, no more invincibility frames, like, she's like there a lot, or just outright under it, and you can't hit her, which makes it way harder to actually, you know, to get through, along with the ice, which puts like, you know, a bit of a fear factor to moving, as if there wouldn't normally be, like that, of which I'll also just beat this, like here, like, there we go. Also, there is no mushroom here. Come on, go left, there you go. But, you know, overall, not the most difficult thing in the world. Kind of can be because of the ice and the fear factor of also the ice and the koopaling. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I missed. Also, the fact that she jumps like that with the wings, pretty scary with the ice as well. And she's dead. There we go. Also, the spikes there. I don't know why I put those there. I just thought, you know, difficulty. You get 2 1-ups there. You hit the pipe. Also, it's like that because like the walls don't work, and then you come out the back end of the tower. You see some windows there for a static touch, and then that's that level, just like that. Which then means we're going on to the 4th one here, core spot. Which after Wendy, number 5 was. Let me see. No, was it really Larry's Armada? No, was it really that? Yeah, she was. Yeah, Larry's Armada. Is Larry's Armada my first auto-scroller one? Which first time testing this out. And which this is the airship one, by the way. You get a mushroom at the beginning. You can do that perfectly, and then do that, which I thought was cool. I recommend you stay to the, at least when playing, to stay to the front a bit, because that'll let you react to the mounting moles popping out of the hole. There's also a good chance like just let bullet bills pass by. Some extra money if you're willing to risk it. And it took a hit. Then there's these blocks that act weird, because at first like they seem good, but they like aren't, because they just don't work for some reason like that. And then all of a sudden when you get to this part, it like speeds up. As seen by that. So let's just start in the blocks, which a good example of the blocks, like they look like that, right? But then like when you're in the actual level, it's like, oh, they're big for some reason. You get over that. The hammer bro, I mean, you're supposed to jump over the hammer bro, jump on him before the bonsai bill gets there. Which, come on, there we go. Then like that. You jump on the hammer bro. You can jump on the bonsai. You hop across this if you're forced to. This is like the last part of the airship level, by the way. As there is more stuff on screen, as well as the blue mecha Koopa. And this is like the first half, so let's start here since it's already slower. Yeah. Okay. And there is like one big guy there. It kind of gets a bit over. Oh, it's whatever. Doing this faster. Get a bit, you know, because of the blue mecha Koopa especially. And there's like one guy here who can kill you, but I mean they've gone here before normally. And if you just make it to like the pipe, you won't die as long as you just go on there and hold down. You won't be able to hit you in time. Then there's this part of which over here, if you're willing to go out of your way, there is item to help, and then there is this part. 2 arrows up here. I personally kinda didn't like to do that. I kind of looked back and was like, I don't know if I wanted to do that or not. But this is like one of the few times I actually bothered giving a power up to the player and like just the level in general. Because honestly, like the boss ones more recently. Then there are the saw blades that are kind of hard to react to, And then there's a mini boss fight against Boom Boom, who I put a blooper with wings on his head. I'll just start here. But like, of which, don't even worry about the saws come back a bit later inadvertently. I didn't want to do that. However, because I found out that bloopers merely make a good a good defense for a boss. Like, you want them to take more hits because they also are kind of like, they clip through stuff as well, like, which sounds weird, but like they are able to like clip through walls and stuff because you have no collision unlike other stuff, or like for flying, for example. So like there is kind of like the ultimate defense for them, because even if like you have like set up for something else entirely, they can still be useful in the sense that you'll have to jump on them. And then Boom Boom's pretty simple after that. Well, I missed the hit, but I mean, yeah. There we go. I got rid of the baby. And he's not dead. Whatever. Thought I did too. But yeah, this section. And also, I did the baby ones because it's just hard to hit. It's always a better chance of hitting the player with that, which is why. Oh, that's okay. Kind of just clips through the wall. But yeah, which is why. Plus, not only that, but especially if World, how like you don't have normal Goombas in that game. Like I think they're called Galoombas. Like how you can pick them up in that and like use them as a throwing item to attack a boss. That especially is why I didn't want to use them, because if it was any other style, this is like a different style entirely. But like, you know, for World at least, the blooper again because they have the no clip, and the Galoombas can be used as weapons against the boss if you get them off, because they don't just die, they just like kind of fall over, like on their backs, and they can check them about. And for this, yeah, also just bloopers. They work great. One boss of the head I originally had like multiple bloopers on at the end. They might still do, but like they just kind of fall off for some reason, which is weird even though I stack them. Then this part is like, it's just a simple, it's technically an auto scroller section, I suppose, where it's like, oh, you just have to react to stuff as you make your way up what I would think to be the mast of the ship. Don't even worry about the mech tubas, but like here, like this part's kind of a bit unfair. Like when you get to here with the spike balls, I just personally stay in the middle. It's the safest place to be, since none of them start there. And then when you get to here, this may look a bit threatening, but it's only 2 Paragoombas. Nothing to worry about. And that's when you get to the boss, which at first might seem like enemy spam, sure, but I mean, since it was Larry and he's like the base model for the koopalings, I try to make him harder, so it's gonna look kind of bad at first. A bit, with the bonsai bills. But my gimmick for him, because he didn't have a gimmick, I tried to make his own so it'd be more difficult, would be that he is in control, which is just factual information of an airship, right? And because he's in control of the airship, he would have multiple at his disposal, since he's like, you know, he's leading the charge against wherever he's attacking and stuff. And because of that, instead of like having a like, you know, like Morton's ground pound or a Roy's digging thing, he just has command of some airships on the side that have like, that just shoot stuff, which is also why their bonsai bills are supposedly from other airships, as well as troops that kind of fall down if you go too far to the left or right. That's also why there are hammers, and depending on which direction you go, the bonsai bills spawn in at different times, which are also, like, for example, like, yeah, there are these ones, right, because they start at the left. But if you were to go then to the, if you were to stay at the left, they won't come, like here, if like that one for example, those two did not come until I went more to the left of the thing. But if I go to the right, then more come in, because they're shooting and stuff, which I thought was pretty interesting. It is kind of hectic. I was tempted to put stuff down there. Also, I guess they just show you this, like, you know, it's kind of like the mast and you're fighting on top like that. I was originally thinking putting, sorry, Ludwig here on the airship. Then, like, instead of that, they had like the space one. And I don't have Ludwig done yet. He's like the only koopaling boss I have yet to actually do anything with yet, because I'm trying to I want to use them for the first time in like their own respective boss level, which is what I've been going for, obviously. But yeah, this is honestly this is more difficult. I mean, to say it like this one, it took me doing all of this for it to be kind of difficult, and even then I still beat it like originally 3rd or 4th try. I mean, it's mostly just the bonsai bills and the cannons I have to worry about, and his initial defense, because he has 2 defense points, that one of which have babies on them, and if he's too close to the like that, like, see, they're already gone, and then once those are gone, it's easy street, because it's just Larry. sure, cannonballs may hit and stuff, as well as more, like, it's like 2 other Goombas fall out from the other side, as well as even a hammer bro. But I mean, other than that, it's definitely not too difficult, even if I'm currently struggling right now, which is not how I originally, like, this, like, only honestly took me 3 tries originally to beat, just to test if it was, like, possible. Also, you can kind of just get a 1-up, because you kind of just somehow hit all the babies at once. Like, there we go, let's try. But I mean, you kind of get the gist here. I was trying not to, like, abuse the invincibility frames there, but you know what, whatever. During this, whatever, just make this go a bit faster. Spawn in, you just boop, boop. But even then, it appears that ain't working for me too much as well. God, the baby hitbox. Maybe that was the one, but I don't think the one is hitbox or not. But yeah, like, you get the gist, kind of, this one. It's just that he is airship, and it's only really, and you want to stay to the down here, because less stuff will spawn in. The hammer bros, I will admit, maybe a bit too much. Like, the bonsai builds I was fine with. Like, even looking back at that, I think that was fine, because that's like, you know, it's like, oh, he's so much artillery. That's like the deal with the cans as well. But, you know, after you get done with that, it's a, I believe, yeah, again, here's another example of this. I'm not just having enough building parts, like, to build, like, a nice outro place. This part, I will admit I was a bit sad at, because it's still technically an auto-scroller. And because that, if you fell there normally, you would have just died. And, yeah, that's why I put the platforms. Oh, no, the camera. Oh, no, just, come on. Please, like, work again normally. Come on. It's just, like, the last one. That looks good enough on my end, the spectrum. But yeah, also, odd thing is that, I may as well just show this off. Even though, like, here, when you go in, it shows, like, that. If you go here, it doesn't show that. Oh, but I guess the thing, like, that's also not split here, like this. Okay, let me try this out then. Oh, I'm doing the level, and then there's this guy. Yep. You get the gist. The camera is kind of weird as well with this, for how to make it work. It's like, I thought, like, they said they had the thing where you could, like, make the bosses, like, always have, like, a small room, like, if you put, like, a certain amount of blocks in a certain direction. But outside of that, it kind of ends. We're at 32 minutes. I kind of lost the purpose trying to keep this short. But yeah, that works weird. This one works well. But it's just gonna make so we can just go a bit faster. This is the last koopaling I've currently done with the Iggy in the world style. I have a lot of poison. It's night. You have to do this jump. Like, you can't jump over all of them. You can't clear them in one jump. I've tested it out multiple times. Like, even if they're not flying, so you're kind of forced, like, to bob and weave through them all, like, when they jump. Which, kind of difficult because of the much weird hitbox along that jump in particular. But, I mean, also for this, kind of easier than I thought. Just add 2 hammer bros, but, I mean, you can just kind of run through this. This is a kind of tricky part, in the sense that that could happen, for example. Or if, like, per se, if you were to hit this, you kind of just died, but, I mean, whatever. But yeah, you'll always be bound. But I mean, if you hit the side one, you're basically done. Because I can never at least get through here. Because they just kind of kill you in like that. So here, I'll even do this obstacle in the way. There we go. You just run then. You spin jump, and then what is this? There's Iggy running back and forth and stuff. And as you can see, you can't do anything because you're just being shot at currently. There's no way for you to get anywhere. Because you're stuck. But then you see a lava bubble, which I like to imagine is like him casting you down below, because he's like couldn't kill you, so he just because he couldn't kill Mario at that point in time, so he's like oh, I'll just cast you into the basement then, below the castle. In which you get past this gauntlet here, not the hardest guys, but I've literally done that first try multiple times. So I want the camera to, there we go. Which also the camera works nice here, and since it doesn't look like there's anything, you know, level below you, I guess I'll call it, because of how it looks. So it just kind of looks like there's just a void, which I also like. I was also tempted to only add more cannonballs here, but I thought that this would be like definitely enough, so I didn't want to mess with how it looks. Also for aesthetic, I've added some vines over there, which you only see like a couple of. There's like double that. You get down here, just kind of go through here, and which then, if I can, They also swing way more rapidly than I remember, but like here, you go through, and then there's this part, you start climbing, you wait for a second. I forgot that I can make lava rise, so I really added this so that people don't camp out something up ahead. But I mean, since I made the lava rise, I just thought it'd still be a nice obstacle. Which, this looks a bit excessive, I know. But it's only for like 6 seconds once you trigger that. So it's not like it's like the worst thing in the world to live. If I can pull it off, actually. There we go. And now if Mario can make it. There we go. Which this... oh well, but you see the point. This one's also here because they, you know, to stop people from just camping up there, to avoid the mech Koopas. But like, yeah, then you get here, which is like... It's kind of finicky, because I knew dry bones can like fall off, but they sometimes just do. Which is weird, but I mean, whatever. But like, you just do this. It's semi-difficult, and since there are no power-ups, it can be annoying, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like that. Which it leads into a mini-boss here, against Boom Boom. And which this mini-boss, definitely not the hardest thing in the world. It also uses conveyor belts. First really time I use this in a level for like a big part of it. And again, another issue of the thing. Like, this should not be seen, right? Like, how much walls do I have to add until like this void area is not seen? But whatever, aside from that, it also leads in, like, again, like this, for example. Like, yeah, but still, it's like, come on. I have to jump to make the camera work. Like, again, there's that. But, I mean, this then leads into the boss. And the gimmick that came out for Iggy, because he's running, there's... yeah, there was that. But because, like, he's running and stuff, I thought, oh, it could be like a chase thing. You have to chase him around, like, an arena, and he runs away from you. Which is what I was going for. Which, it works pretty well. It's a surprise. However, the thing is that he had, like, to come also back around, which is why there's a spring there. And this is another thing in the blooper, at least in this, like, they kind of just fall off on occasion. Which is weird and shouldn't happen. Like, also the spikes there, because, I mean, I wanted to do more of that. I want to try to add chain chomps as a callback to, like, the new Super Mario Bros. And his boss fight where, like, he rode a chain chomp, which I thought was epic. However, because of, like, how they worked, there we go. He gets back on normally. However, because of how that worked, it's like a, oh crap. Like, because of how, like, that worked, like, they would sometimes just die at random, and I don't know how. Which always confused me, because, like, they just disappeared, is the best I can describe it. I'll even try to put one on him, so he could, like, be running around on that as well. But, I mean, it didn't really work too well, which is sad, because I really wanted that to be, like, the cool gimmick, or add chain chomps as a callback to that. It is best to kind of hang up here, in the sense that in a bit, because he does like this, whenever you first hit him, he shoots out way more. Well, I think, well, I personally like to make this for time, like, it's way funner, like, to stay up, like, to go around with him. He does do that, which can get a bit annoying. Come on. But yeah, like, this is, you know, I just wish I could add a bit more obstacle to it. But I mean, overall, I think the difficulty is good with this. It's not too bull. The arena is nice and big. Again, I had at the very end, I kind of have a little space to work with, because like, there's like there long as this, but at the same time, I was trying to make the walls work properly for the camera. But I have no clue how the camera truly works in this game, in all seriousness. But yeah, also that the blooper can do that. I have no clue why it's capable of doing that, or how that would work, because it has no collision, which is why I originally chose bloopers instead of something else. As well as also, like, again, the Goomba thing, how they're going with instead, and how that just kind of backfires. I looked away for a second. But yeah, here, I'm just gonna beat this quickly. But yeah, maybe having him have the one defense point kinda weird, since he's already running away so much and stuff. But at the same time, I thought it was just kinda cool. You can also technically get him... Well, that was a bad example, but I guess when he does that, you can also jump on him there. and here. There we go. And yeah, there we go. Again, another thing about it, the saw blades. Eminently, the two on the side there may be a bit cool, but it's kind of like you have to watch out for your momentum, because there is a lot of momentum that you could possibly have by running and jumping. Even just by like jumping, like you get like a large burst of momentum. However, another thing that I wish was that I could make this one block taller so you have a chance to jump on him in here. However, you kind of can't, because he's 2 blocks tall, technically speaking. But as well as the fact that, because like this would only allow him to go up here if it was this high. It may work. It would, but I don't. Which works perfectly with that. He'll either A, just like go and just jump and just like jump. Wow, okay, I don't know how that hit me. Like how that, and just kind of jump there instantly, or like do like one normal jump without him doing it, and then like another one with him doing that. Which weird, but I mean, whatever. Ooh, snap. And there we go. At which then you just kind of, you could go that way, but it's kind of safer to just do this. And you get the door. You get the mushroom. Dang! I never actually played that before. That looks really cool. But and then you just head out. You get some happy clouds, and wait. Oh, there you go. And that is all the current koopaling levels that I've been working on. You won't be able to play them, but I mean, there's just some interesting stuff. If you're making levels and you have like just ideas for boss designs, like the running one. If you made the running one could be very well with E, I think especially the most, and possibly the armada of the airships, that would work well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I was tempted to do this one, but I mean no. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Like the video, and possibly subscribe if you feel like it. Peace.